Hi everyone, Lewis here. I normally have some different coloured lights on and stuff, but they've run out of battery at the minute, and I haven't got time to charge them. It's quite late, so I'm just going to look really pale and weird. Not that I don't anyway. But anyway, hi. Um, I want to do a review of an old movie that has just been re-released called Titanic. You may have heard of it. At time of recording, it has just regained the top spot, well, the third spot, I should say, from Avatar: The Way of Water, which knocks it off that spot a day before, and then or even the same day. I don't know, but yeah. So James Cameron is currently competing with himself from 25 years ago, and it's all very exciting for him, probably. But yeah, they re-released Titanic for the 25th anniversary, and it's been remastered and in 3D. So I thought, yeah, do you know what? I'm not that fussed. I'll keep an eye on it. If there's a screen that lines up for me, I'll go check it out because it's technically a real marvel of a film. And I thought, yeah, seeing it in Imax would be cool. And I'm not a big fan of 3D, but if that's the option, I'll go for it. Why not? I saw Avatar and Avatar 2 in IMAX 3D recently and enjoyed that. But my own background with this film, I was a kid when it came out in 1997, and I saw it. I saw it on VHS, and I always tell people this. And if anyone who's younger than like 25, they look at me like I'm insane, because it came on two VHS tapes, and it was about that big, it looked like a book, and it was so long, which was a thing for long films back then. Anything over 3 hours normally would be two tapes. And I remember watching it. I can actually physically remember watching it like as a kid. I feel like I watched it more than once, but and I liked it as a kid. But I just remember it. Obviously, it's still number three in the world all time highest grossing. I remember like just how huge it was at the time. I mean, like every girl at my school must have seen this film like 5 times in cinemas, and like I think that's partly why it's as big as it was and still is, because people saw it so many times. Back then you didn't have like IMAX or 3D being commonplace, so you wouldn't have the higher ticket prices contributing like it does now. So yeah, it was just people just going to see it over and over and over again. So it's a very, very big film. And like I say, I saw it when I was a kid. I must have been, I mean, if it must have came out on video, so I would have been maybe 12, maybe 11, 12, somewhere around there. And yeah, so like I say, I liked it. And and I thought I'll go check it out again. So there was a screening today on my way home from work, and I thought, I was up pretty early. I thought I might doze off for a bit, but I'm not that bothered. I'll see it and I'll appreciate it. And if I miss a little bit, I miss a little bit. It doesn't matter, does it? I know what happens in the film. So, did I like it in 2023 at the age I'm at now? Yes, I really did. Like more than I thought. That's why I was inspired to record this review, because I really wanted to talk about it. Obviously, the age I'm at now, I have different, tastes and different things that I find interesting and enjoyable in movies and most things than I did when I was 12. Actually, to be fair, largely it's pretty much the same in terms of like, things that I like. But yeah, but like I say, my specific taste in these things is slightly different. So I kind of look for different things in films. I think as a kid, I probably would have been more drawn to like the action side of it, like the second half of the film, from the boat sinking and everything's trying to escape. And I think I probably would have like not so much enjoyed that because it's quite grim, but I think that's probably what would have gripped me the most. But as an adult watching it, I really liked the first half of the film. Like I really, really brought into the relationship with Rose and Jack, and like to the point where like not just them but the other characters as well. Like I really like cared about them, which I always think is a mark of a great film, where you kind of go, I don't want anything to go wrong. And obviously I know what happens, but and they spell that out at the start. Like there's no real tension in the sense that you don't know what these characters' fates are, but also even the little bits like near the beginning, it's so well done when like Rose almost falls off the boat and like she's not going to, but even watching that I was like, oh no, just like I was so invested in it from the start. And it's sometimes you watch a movie that's like a love story or a romance and you kind of don't necessarily buy into it, like the characters, the actors don't have that right chemistry, or there's not really a reason for them to fall in love, like there's nothing specific. And in this film, like there's the whole thing with Jack kind of awakens Rose's like desire to be adventurous and to live her life rather than just being like a kept woman like she's destined to be if she ends up with Billy Zane, who is also brilliant in this film. And so there's kind of, that's the spark of it. But I just kind of buy into their relationship. I just think they work really well, and like I found Rose like really endearing in this. Like I really cared about her fate and what she did, and like it's just something I never really thought about in the film before. Like as a kid, I wouldn't have been that bothered about like the love story and that, or the relationships between the characters. I probably wouldn't really have thought about it. I probably just went, you know, that's the stuff for girls. That is, I'm in it for the big boat like a man. But yeah, but now I'm just like, yeah, I'm really, really invested in that. I just thought Kate Winslet was tremendous. I don't think it's talked about enough how good she is in this film. Like I say, I just really believed her character, and I really believed their relationship, which is very much like, you know, it's the core of the film. And I really found it, I'd say I was quite invested, and I found it quite moving, like more so than I thought it would, really. And as I say, I thought both the leads were great, and Billy Zane was great. And I don't know the name of the actor, the guy who plays Lovejoy. I think it is in the film, not Lovejoy, the TV character. Yeah, he's like manservant. I thought he was suitably menacing, and just there's lots of character actors and stuff that pop up, and they have smaller roles, and like they're all really good. But from the technical side of things, obviously this film was a huge production, a huge undertaking. There's a great picture of James Cameron during the making of this film, just sitting in one of the corridors that's full of water on a chair, and you can just see the stress he's under to make this film. And I was like, I mean, the man takes big swings, and he makes big hits, quite literally. So it's but I can imagine what it must do to someone. But yeah, it really is quite spectacular how it's made, and I'm going to go into more about how it's made and watch stuff myself about it, because I know a little bits and pieces, but I'm really fascinated by it, because for a 25-year-old film, I wouldn't say there's anything that really stands out that's aged or doesn't look good. Like I know a lot of it is practical as well, so it's just totally believable. I think there's one scene where there's some CGI like face replacement, which if I didn't know about, I probably wouldn't have noticed, but because I knew it was there, I was looking for it, kind of thing, or I remembered at the moment. And but everything the boat does, and I really like they do a little thing at the start where they show you what happened to the boat when it sank, like on a little computer recreation kind of thing, or recreation, where it shows how it dips and then it breaks and then that sort of thing. And then so when you see it happen in the film, you know what's going to happen, so like it adds to that inevitability as well. So it's really interesting in the fact that by showing the audience what is about to happen, it makes it more engaging, where you should think there'd be less tension, but the whole thing's so well done. But as I was saying, from the technical side of it, it still looks fantastic. I think seeing an Imax was really good. I don't know if the 3D really added anything to it. It's hard for me to say because I've not really got any comparison for it. Because like I say, the last time I watched this film was nearly 25 years ago. But I mean, yeah, I'm glad I saw it in that. Like it's noticeable, and but like I say, the IMAX overall I really liked. It was just, I think it really fits a film like this that's quite big and quite broad in scope. But I saw some clips of it just now on the TV because I was watching a few things about it, and I thought, yeah, to be fair, I still think I'd really have enjoyed this if I watched it on the TV. And I nearly did recently. I nearly watched it on TV, and I thought, no, I saw the cinema release was coming out. So yeah, but yeah, for someone, I say I'm a James Cameron fan, but I wouldn't really have thought much about this film. Like for the last 20 odd years, I just kind of went, oh yeah, I like Titanic, yeah. And then I watched it again, and I was like, okay, from the beginning, I was like, oh, this is really good. Like I really like this a lot. That's what I say. If you're a fan of it anyway, definitely go see it while it's on the big screen and it's in 3D and stuff. I think it's shown like 4DX as well, if that's your thing. I can imagine that's probably pretty cool. Not really for me, but maybe I'll give it a try at some point. I always love IMAX. I'm always a big fan of IMAX. So yeah, I think if you haven't seen it before, and it might be worth a go. Who knows? So it's a long film. It's 3 hours 15 minutes, and at my screening, the IMAX projector wasn't working, so I sat there for almost an hour before the film started. So I was sitting there for over 4 hours, but at no point was that a problem. I was fully engaged with the film all the way through, and I didn't get tired, and I didn't get restless or anything. I didn't even get up for a wee, which is pretty good for a man of my age for over 4 hours. But yeah, that's my final thought on that. Yeah, Titanic. The film's so good, I didn't even need a wee. But yeah, I'm not going to get it better than that, am I? But yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you also like Titanic. And thanks. See you soon.